Hi, welcome to Made to Heal with Angela Brown. So, I'm going to talk about goals and things that get in our way. So, we have distractions and we have life that happens. We have maybe we just don't feel like it. We're unmotivated. But CCIA, consistent, committed, imperfect actions. I think we focus on we have to do it right. We have to do it every day. We have to be perfect at it. And when we fall off the bandwagon of missing a day or two, well, we throw our hands in the air and say, okay, what's the use? So it's important to remember that consistent, committed, imperfect action, consistent, the things that you will learn when you are consistent on things. I've had people tell me, I'll tell people like my routine and my regimen, and they look at me like I'm from some other planet, like, oh my goodness, like, how do you do all that? Like, there's no way. Just you do that every day. And it didn't happen overnight, right? So there's some things that I do every day, but and then there's some things that I want to do that I am not getting done every day. So I struggle. I struggle like everybody else. Some things are easier than others. I think really what it matters is what we place for our priorities. What are your priorities? Are you wanting healing? Are you wanting goals and moving forward? Are you wanting to do that on a spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical level? You get to a point, at least that's what it was for me. You get to a point where you've had enough. You're done feeling like crap. You're done feeling unworthy. You're done feeling uh, feelings that aren't conducive to your soul, to your spirit. We're supposed to feel joy and happiness and love life. We really should have a love for life. And if we're not, then we're missing something. And so that's what we can do to reflect and take a little time to see what's going on and ask ourselves some questions. And so just being consistent. And you know what? It might be you do really good on your goals for 4 days in a row, and then boom, you're off because distractions or a life event happened and it pulled you away. And that's okay because that happens. But just being able to just get back on the routine, consistent. Like, yep, I know I missed 2 days in a row or 3 days, but here I go, I'm back on it. Just stick to it. If it's important to you, then it's easy to get back on. So again, if it's not a priority of yours and you find yourself not doing it for maybe weeks or months on end, then relook at things. What is it that where are the changes? Start with small changes. Maybe your goal was too big. And sometimes we start with a goal that's too big and it's bigger than we can chunk off at a time. So downsize your goal. Downsize it and start with little tiny things of consistency. So, consistent and then committed. Be committed no matter what you do. Just, you know what? You're gonna realize that there's gonna be failures. You're gonna realize that there's gonna be life that happens and distractions and maybe moods or you just don't feel like it. The motivation isn't just there and you're wanting to kick some motivation in and not really knowing how to do it. We all have those days. We all have those days where you just feel kind of like, I'm not feeling it. And it's hard. And it's easy to get in a rut sometimes. And so just being committed, like, you know what, I'm going to do this no matter what. I'm going to do this no matter how I feel. I committed to doing a video on YouTube every day. And there's been times where I'm like, I don't have time, or how am I going to do this? Or what am I going to talk about today? Sometimes things just, want to derail us. But when you're committed to doing something and you're committing to showing up, and maybe you're not showing up for somebody else, but show up for yourself. Be committed and show up for yourself. Show up for God. Commit. Commitment is huge. And that is what we are missing in this society is the ability to commit. If we can't commit to little things on ourselves, how are we going to commit to a relationship? How are we going to be able to commit to kids down the road or our children? Maybe you already have kids. And so commitment is huge. Start with committing to yourself to becoming a better person. Start with committing, actually, not with yourself, but commit to God. Commit yourself to God, commit your life to Him, and go from there. Commitment is huge. And when we are showing up and we are committed no matter what, rain, sunshine, hailstorms, whatever, wind, whatever it is that's going to stop us, and you get it, life problems, but we're like, you know what, we're doing it anyway. We're going to go through. This is what I signed up for. This is what I'm going to do. I'm committed. So just having that paradigm shift and staying committed in to what you agree to do. And you know what? Maybe the agreement that you made is just between you and God and nobody else knows but you and God. But you've committed to that. So hold to it. God knows what you've committed to. And so commitment is huge. You learn so much. You learn, there's an exercise that I did, and I actually am going to start it up again. I tried it for a few weeks, and it sounds really funny. I learned it in a training, but you just take a pile of rocks and you have it in front of your house somewhere. Yes, outside, vulnerable. You have it outside, and you move in the morning. Each morning you take those rocks and you move them somewhere else at night. And then you take those rocks that you moved at night in the morning and you move them back to where they were. And it's just back and forth and back and forth. Well, you're thinking, well, why outside? And okay, well, if you have neighbors, you might get neighbors like, what in the world is that person doing? So what it does is when you are committed to doing, being consistent and committed, when you are and you do it, it prepares you on all levels. People are going to talk about you. People are going to do what people are going to say, what are you up to? What are they up to? And maybe it's going to make you feel uncomfortable, like you're doing something and you look silly, and or you feel silly, and that's just it. It's getting us out of our comfort zone, because great men and women get out of their comfort zone, and it doesn't make any sense sometimes, but it's just programming you to get uncomfortable for other life situations. Get yourself ready to just do it no matter what. Come rain or shine, you are going to be there and you're committed and you do it. Uh, yeah, just it's something that I'm going to start up again, because it's a commitment and it's a little tiny action. But it's like brushing our teeth. We brush our teeth night and morning, so why can't we do this? We you know we take care of our hygiene pretty good, most of us, night and morning. So why can't we be committed to simple little actions? Well, you know what? Here's the deal. It's not really getting out of our comfort zone to brush our teeth, unless you went to bed and you're like laying there and you're like, oh, I forgot to brush my teeth. Or am I the only one that does that? Sometimes I go to bed and I'm like, oh, I forgot to brush my teeth. And you're laying there and you're like, oh, I'm so comfy here, but okay, yeah, I'll get up and I'll go brush my teeth. And it gets you out of that comfort zone, right? So it's important to get out of your comfort zone. And imperfect, knowing that you don't have to be perfect at doing stuff. Isn't that wonderful? God doesn't expect perfect people. In fact, that's all he has to work with is imperfect people. So be okay with your mistakes. Be okay with, getting back on track and not having to be so perfect. Perfectionism is huge. It's a dysfunction that runs in so many families, most families. It's something that's putting a wedge between our relationships, and oh, you have to do it this way. Load the dishwasher this way. Fold the clothes like this. You do it, and just understand that there are more than one ways to get from point A to point B. As long as y'all get there safe and happy, then what difference does it make? Be okay, be flexible. Life happens, and sometimes we have to be willing to be flexible and learn that we're resilient, and life throws a kink in our schedule all the time, and we get to decide how we're going to respond to it. Are we going to react or respond? I watched a beautiful Facebook post the other day, and it talked about reacting and responding, and we get to just decide if we're going to react. And react is usually a out of control, and kind of a movement or whatever. But responding is knowing exactly what to do and taking care of it and doing it without making a big deal of it. So anyway, so we have consistent, committed, imperfect, and then action. Action, we've got to take action. Faith, to move forward, it requires faith. Faith requires action. We can say, okay, God, I've got faith. You're going to take care of me. And then sit there and wait around. That's not how it works. God's not going to help us out if we're not willing to move. So we've got to move forward, and we've got to be willing to take those actions of whatever it takes. So my challenge to you is, on your goals, make sure you've got those goals spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically, and use the CCIA with it. Stay consistent, committed, imperfect actions. Just keep going, moving forward, and don't give up. Don't give up. Just keep up the good fight, day in and day out. We all struggle every day. I struggle every day with my things, and I know you do too. So don't give up. Go ahead and like and subscribe to this channel. Also, I'm going to remind those that are interested in my 12-week online course. It starts June 24th and it goes to September 9th. It's a Monday weekly online through Zoom, so you can do it anywhere in the world. Ages 18 on up, and it is for people that want to move forward and heal in a very powerful way and just have a fresh new start and really know how to learn how to have that connection with God, yourself, others outside yourself, and learning tools that I've learned in the 8+ years, going on 9 years. These tools that I've learned that have literally blessed my life changing for me. And so that is my mission. I'm here to teach others how to move forward and go from a stuck, stagnant, having a hard time healing from trauma, childhood trauma, adult trauma, being able to move forward and doing it in confidence, and being able to stay committed and consistent in imperfect actions, and having joy in the process and loving life. So that's the whole goal, right? And to become childlike, connecting with your inner child. And I go through a lot of tools in this course. So click on the link below, and if you have any comments, let me know. And also, like and subscribe. Again, share this channel. I'm trying to get my message out there, and it's good people like you that will help me do it. So God bless, and till next time, bye.